Hey guys, Tonic here. Today in the Atomic Shop we got two brand new things. We just got the brand new Cave Shelter as well as the brand new Brotherhood of Steel bundle. I just picked both of them up, so let's go check them out. So first up, let's take a look at the brand new Brotherhood of Steel Armory, and this thing looks pretty sick. It's only going to cost you 3 aluminum, 5 concrete, and 5 steel to place, and it actually does take power. So I do have one pre-placed right here, and I will show you where that power goes. It goes right there as a small connector, and that will power the thing, turn on a few lights, and as well as make this little fog effect here. And going around the outskirts, it actually does have some really nice little turret areas, so you can place down a turret here and it will have a very clear line of sight of every enemy around. So then going inside here, it's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. The little open way is very small, but you go down this beautiful spiral staircase into this decently sizable area. It's not by any means a massive thing, but it is very nice for how small it is. Next up, let's take a look at the brand new stash box. This brand new stash box has a very cool, unique animation. As you can see, right when I open it up, all this stuff pops up out of it. You have ammo, you have a little fire axe, some chems, some food. On the back here, you just have a few closed lockers. They actually don't open, there's nothing inside of them. But when you do go back away from this thing, it will actually self-close, which is really cool. I was not really expecting that. So this actually does have a little area of effect around it, and once you leave that area, it will self-close. Super cool, and I hope that we get that on a few doors in the future. A self-closing door would be absolutely awesome. This bundle does also come with a Steel Rain Power Armor paint, and I gotta say, this actually does look very nice. It's not too flashy, it's not too over the top, it's just very sleek. It has the Brotherhood logo on there, and even on the back there really isn't too much going on, which I kinda do like. Now this is actually one of those paints that will change based on the type of power armor that you put it on. However, I only have T60, but I actually do have some images here to kind of show you what it would look like on all the other ones. Now the last items included with this bundle are going to be two different head wraps. We have a plain tan one as well as this digital camo one. And so now let's move on to the brand new Cave Shelter, which I am personally the most excited to check out. And as soon as I tried to place it down, I was actually getting a ton of error messages. I'm not sure if it's a bug or maybe it's just the area that I'm trying to place it. However, it does seem to be like a pretty flat area, so I think it would place. All the other ones did place. So it might be a bug, it might not. However, there still is another door that works, so let's head on in. Alright, so we have loaded into the Cave Shelter, and right off the bat we have one of these, and all it does is let you place things down. It just kind of opens up your build menu. But wow, this walkway is beautiful. And this thing is huge, so it looks like we can build anywhere in here. Let me just make sure, yeah. So I wonder how high up this can go. So it looks like we can build pretty much all the way to the roof, which is pretty insane. This honestly might be the biggest shelter yet. It is very dark in here, I will say, but there is some light coming from this little pond here. So it looks like we do have some water in here as well, which is very nice. And going over here, I wonder where this goes. So this just brings us to a dead end, but wow, this thing is massive, and it's beautiful as well. A lot of people were very excited about this, myself included, and I'm pretty happy with it, I'm not gonna lie. I do kind of wish that we had like a little underground waterfall in here, like some of the early datamine images showed, but honestly, I would sacrifice that for all this space because there is so much room in here. You could almost build an entire normal sized camp in here. This area might even be bigger than your normal camp building area. It is just so big, and there's going to be so much cool possibilities with this. So I want to run just a really quick science experiment, and we're going to use walls as our measuring tool. I want to see just how high up this can actually go. So we have one wall, we have 2, 3, 4. Can we get a fifth? We can. Okay, so 5 walls tall. And it might be able to go up a little bit higher right here. It kind of does look like it goes up a little bit, but still, 5 walls is huge. There's going to be some really cool stuff coming out of this shelter, and I am so stoked to see all of it. At this point in the video, I like to show the entire Atomic Shop for those at work, and I cannot get on right now to see everything. So right on the first page, you will instantly notice that they're selling camp slots as well as special loadouts. The special loadouts are 500 atoms, while the camp slots are 1000 atoms. Now, I will say 500 atoms for a special loadout, it's not great, it's not horrible, it's kind of that perfect middle ground. But 1000 atoms for a camp slot, I do honestly think is a little bit pricey. However, I still did kind of get one because I wanted to see how it worked. And I will show that really quick. So if I go into my camp slots, I do have a third one now, and I can actually keep going. So I'm not sure what the cap would be. Based on this little box here, I think you'd maybe cap out around 6 or 7. But if the box just keeps expanding, I guess you could just keep shelling out atoms. I really don't know the exact limit on that. It might even be in the patch notes. I just haven't had a chance to look at them yet. But then going on to the rest of the Atomic Shop, we have the Brotherhood stuff right here, as well as lunch boxes, repair kits, and scrap kits. We have the July 4th stuff from last week. We have the stuff from 2 weeks ago, as well as some vending machines and some signs and things like that for your camp. Then over in special, we have a free Brotherhood flare, which I will pick up. The Fallout First item is a free backpack flare for Mr. Fuzzy. We have some fireworks, and we also do have the Raider Vault Boy set, which is honestly pretty sweet. So as far as my thoughts go for this week's Atomic Shop, I'm going to try and knock them out one by one because there is a lot to go over. The camp shelter, 10 out of 10. That is definitely one of the coolest shelters that we've had yet, if not the coolest one. I am so stoked to start building in it. I already have a ton of really cool ideas. I love how much room there is. I really actually do like the entrance as well. So that camp shelter, 10 out of 10. The Brotherhood Bundle, it is coming in at 1,800 atoms, which is honestly very pricey. And for what you get, I'm not entirely sure if it's worth $18. The paints are all right. They're not too amazing. They're not anything too crazy, but they are kind of sleek. And if you are a big Brotherhood fan, I do suppose that those might be worth it. But the prefab, it is very, very small when compared to a lot of other prefabs. The interior, there just isn't a whole lot of room, so I can't really see myself using it too much. The stash box, I do think that is one of the best stash boxes that we have in the game. And the head wraps, they're give or take. They're not really too crazy and they're not really too bad either. So I think the best thing out of that entire situation is definitely the stash box. If I had to recommend one item from that bundle, it would definitely be that stash box. It is just so cool, and I love that auto closing mechanism that's involved with it. But then as far as the rest of the Atomic Shop goes, like returning things and things like that, there really wasn't too much returning things, at least that I saw. There may have been more than I missed if I already did own it. But things like the vending machines, those are really nice to have. The billboards are really nice to have. And even those Raider headsets are honestly really cool. I have not seen those in a very long time in the Atomic Shop. But then also, I do want to mention the Fallout First item, the Mr. Fuzzy backpack flare. I really like it. I'm a pretty big fan of backpack flares. Would I get Fallout First just for this item though? I don't think so. But if you already do have Fallout First, it's honestly a pretty cool item. It's very small. Some people don't like the backpack flares very much, but I am honestly pretty happy with it. And one more thing I do want to mention before I go is the selling of the camp loadouts as well as the special loadouts. Honestly, the special loadout, I'm not too mad about. 500 atoms, you can easily get that from doing your scoreboard, and you can also honestly do that from doing some of the challenges in game if you have not completed them already. But selling the camp loadouts for 1,000 atoms is pretty steep, I'm not going to lie. I feel like this is going to be a somewhat talked about topic around the community for a few days just because of how much they are actually selling these things for. Do I have a massive issue with it? No, because you already do have the 2 for free. However, for a lot of the camp builders, and myself included with that, I love building camps, that is a lot to ask for just for some extra things. I do kind of wish that we were able to earn them through some type of in-game way, or maybe even on the scoreboard you could earn an extra camp slot maybe by completing it, or something like that. I feel like there could have been another way to actually go about implementing this. I don't necessarily think they did it wrong. I just think that they're selling it for a bit too much without any other way of obtaining it. But I want to know what you guys think about the special loadouts and camp slot situation. Let me know down in the comments below because I actually am pretty curious about everyone's opinion on this. But then also I do want to give a massive thank you to everybody who stopped by and watched. And as always, a massive thank you to all the channel members: Robert Kennard, Anna Orestes, Blake Heath, Fallout McFly, Captain Awesome, Citizen Girl, Chad of Fallout 76 Podcast, AsDeath93, Heather Henderson, Yosevated, Patrick Ruda, 23 Icefire, Jay Smith, Argent Deer, Bazo Double Frang, Ice Cream Manny, Chris Decker, Theodore, Digital Aardvark, Lone Samurai OG, Diathan Gaming, Kirsty Mellon Schwitz. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys and have a good week.